Well, I was one of the founders of the charity. I wrote a book called Minding Your Own Business about whistleblowing in companies and raised a lot of issues. Joseph Rowntree Charitable Trust contacted us and said, what can we do about this? We're very concerned about the issues you raise. So we did a proposal that said we need something that gives free legal advice to whistleblowers and trains employers to listen to them. Phone rang one Sunday morning. Hello, this is Joseph Rowntree Charitable Trust. We just want to let you know that we're going to give you £250,000 to set up public concern at work. And 30 years later, amazingly, still here.
Back in the 80s and early 90s, it was a very hostile environment.
Asking what people thought about the word, whether it meant snitch or grass or snake or all of those things.
And we had a lot of opposition to starting the charity, and then very quickly, actually, with a lot of good fortune, we were able to turn that around and make some good progress to begin with.
The term became better understood. People were saying, yeah, we know the word, what do we do about it? We were really a hub of the discussion about whistleblowing and really helping people understand its value for society.
He's doing research, campaigning on how to change the law for the better to make whistleblowing more effective.
Work with schools, work with whistleblowers with the free legal advice. Anyone who's interested in the issue, whether it's unions or parliamentarians or policymakers, professional association.
Helping at the micro level, but also helping at the macro level.
Protect has had a huge impact, and it's often behind the scenes.
I mean, the biggest achievement is undoubtedly the advice line, the free, privileged advice to people at a time of often great distress and anxiety for them.
We've got some brilliant experts on the advice line, ready to listen, ready to advise, who understand the experience of whistleblowers.
Where we advise around 3,000 whistleblowers every year.
The best advice they're going to get, really, in terms of how they navigate through the legal and practical implications and employment implications of whistleblowing. We've had a big impact on legislation.
And I think it still has this long legacy of shaping organisations' behaviour and also helping thousands of people each year get compensation if they're wronged as a whistleblower.
We've kept MPs and peers updated as to what we feel is needed in terms of whistleblowing legislation. We've been very active responding to some of the big events in particularly the public sector, such as major inquiries into health scandals.
The changes around making sure that whistleblowing was seen as in the public interest and removing the good faith test, that was a real barrier to people seeking legal protection.
And also we've been particularly good, I think, in terms of making interventions where we spot cases which are going to make a difference to whistleblowing legislation longer term and the way the law is interpreted. And we've done very well at spotting them, intervening and making a difference.
I think also what Protect has done has really put it on the agenda for corporate governance.
Primarily what we wanted to do was change the culture, and I think that has happened.
Well, I think this is an interesting time because there's a perception that there's so much going wrong with almost every facet of life. This is a good time to begin to have a discussion again about what the role of whistleblowing is. And I think the future is that it will become part of the mainstream.
If you can have an organisation that prioritises an open speak-up culture where it becomes part of the norm to see wrongdoing and speak up about it straight away and it gets resolved, that's the ideal situation.
We now have people who understand the issue and want to make it work, and so we should really be out there making sure that whistleblowers are not alone.
One of the things that Protect does is it really champions having an open, honest, supportive speak-up culture.
The future's bright. It'll be to become hopefully bigger as a charity so we can help more people, but also deliver the reform that the law really needs.
We welcome whistleblowers. We want whistleblowers to speak up and stop harm. But what we want to see is a situation where no whistleblower goes unheard or unprotected. That's our mission for the next 30 years.
There's still a lot more to be done.